up, YouTube? It's your boy Ziggy Doom, man. How is everybody doing? This podcast is a little different now that the USA has played Iran in the soccer tournament and USA won. I felt that would be a decent time to address something that's going on over there that a lot of people not talking about and a lot of people don't know about. There's one thing for countries to have their laws and their rules and their religions and their beliefs and their cultures. You know, that's okay. But when human rights are violated in the process of these things, I think that's where the line should be drawn. And in Iran, there's a lot of human rights that are being violated, specifically towards women. And without getting into too many details, basically women have to cover themselves completely in public, and they have a very strict dress code over there. And there's actually a government organization there that can pull women off the street without any reason, without any warning, put them in vans and take them to these re-education centers and discipline them however they see fit. This stuff happens behind closed doors, and it is government sanctioned, so whatever happens, happens. Now, there was an individual, her name is, as you guys can see, Masha Amini, and she actually was in the country of Iran visiting family, and she got put in one of these detention centers, and she ended up dying there. Now, the cause of her death, the government saying one thing, but her family saying another. And if you guys look into these things, you'll see that there's something shady going on over there, violating women's human rights. Now, I don't have any say over there, and my voice is not very loud. My platform is very small. But if more people outside of that country speak up and say something, then more people can hear it. So this is me doing my due diligence to speak up for those people, because human right violations are wrong anywhere. I don't care what religion you have, what law you have, everyone should have human rights. And when those get violated, then someone has to stand up and speak. And if the government, can suppress it, then that whole country won't be able to speak so the world can hear them. And this is just me doing my due diligence to be a voice for those women over there who have human rights that are being violated. Basic human rights. They're not over there asking to be equal. They're not asking for more pay. They're just asking for basic human rights. And it's falling on deaf ears. And there is an uprising over there. You can check TikTok. You can Google it. There is a civil unrest over there. And I'm not sure what the outcome is going to be. But, Iran is a very strict, very religious country. So you guys know that women don't have certain rights as men. And that's unfortunate itself. But when basic human rights are being violated, then that's where there's a problem, and someone needs to intervene. And this is, like I said, this is me doing my little part. I'm not donating any money. I'm not saying you have to, go out and have a bullhorn screaming about it. But if it can just be acknowledged and maybe passed on elsewhere, then that's good enough. That's something. And if you go on TikTok, you'll see there's hundreds and hundreds of pages of TikTok subscribers that are, talking about this movement. And it's sad because you don't see it on the mass media. They're not really talking about it. But of course, it's the mass media. That's also a controlled, platform. So this is me doing my little part, because everyone should have basic human rights everywhere. And I do support and stand up for basic human rights of people over there. This woman lost her life because of something she was wearing, and she didn't know that it was a violation. That shouldn't even be something that should happen. You should not die based on the clothes you're wearing. And there's two sides. Well, there's actually three sides. There's the government side, there's a family side, and then, of course, there's the truth. And hopefully they can get to the bottom of it. Hopefully change comes. Hopefully women in that country are afforded, better rights. Because right now, the rights for women over there, it's below the rights of men. And it's due to religious things and stuff. But I don't agree with it. And that's just my opinion. But you should not lose your life because of the clothes you're wearing. That is very unfortunate. So once again, this is me giving my support to that country and standing up for the basic human rights of those women. And she's not the only one. They have a couple of women over there who have been unalived for very strange reasons. One day you see them, the next day you don't. There's even an Iranian Olympic, she's a climber, and she decided to climb with her hijab off her head, with her hair showing. And her life has been compromised because of that. And that just should not be a thing, There's even protests. There were even protests during the Iran-USA soccer match where people that supported, the women's rights over there were waving different flags than the Iranian flag, and they were being condemned. Like, some of these people were getting death threats, and that's how it's just a little out of hand, because you're getting death threats because you're supporting someone's basic human rights. That's unfortunate. So once again, man, if you don't know, you can Google it. You can Google her name. You can Google women's rights in Iran. You can Google civil unrest in Iran if you want to get more information. And, there's petitions, and you don't even have to spend money. You can do a little blurb. Hey, I support the women's rights movements in Iran, and that'll be enough. But the right person has to hear it. And I'm just being a voice for the voiceless over there, because they don't have a voice, and it's very bad, very, very bad. And no one's really talking about it. So I'm doing my due diligence. I'm hoping there's a resolution to her life, and they get down to the bottom of it, and justice and everything happens the right way. I'm hoping that there's some form of resolution to where they can make peace, and basic human rights are addressed and enforced. And I'm just hoping that overall everything over there gets better, because no matter where you go in the world, everyone deserves basic human rights. And if you're not getting that, then you have every right to revolt, against the establishment, for lack of better words. But that's it for this podcast, man. Just short and sweet. I am supporting the movement. I got the shirt, and I'm not afraid or ashamed to say that, because human rights, everyone should have them, and hopefully everything works out for them. And my subscribers, if you guys, feel the same, you can get a shirt, you can make a little blurb, and, support them. Go from there, man. Just be a voice for the voiceless. That's all I ask. But that's it, man, for this video. We got another one coming up next week, man. Next podcast, I'll think of something. But this one kind of was more personal, and I wanted to address it because I do support basic human rights. I keep saying that. But if I keep saying it, then, it'll resonate. Basic human rights for everyone, not just certain people. And those rights should not be violated. That is wrong. So, until the next video, YouTube, be easy.